Hello, you're watching Griffinscope Tarot. Thank you very, very much for your company. I want to say old ones, wise ones. But no, this is a different channel, channel 2. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe because we are going to be learning how to read tarot without textbooks. So we are going to look at a one-day read. We're going to go through what we've learned so far. And I think we should start with cleansing, actually. I think we need to be really, really clear on that. So first of all, you can cleanse yourself. You could have a bath with some nice Himalayan salt in it or some sea salt. You could try and, if you're doing an important reading or you've got days of reading, I would actually abstain from any kind of junk food. I'd be drinking water, preferably, and the room is important, so open the window maybe before a reading, let some positive energy in, some nice ions, especially if it's just been raining, get all those ions coming in the house, fill up your spirits, make you feel good. You could throw down some salt, you could have some nice crystals around. Note how I'm creating my sacred space by my Goba domain, if you will, by mapping out my square there. I'm not going to be putting any cards outside of that, so there's no confusion. It's all nice and boundaried. Sound I love for cleansing. As you know, I've got my beloved crow caller, but I could use what could I use? I could use one of these, a little sound, yeah, a little shaker. I could use some water. This is some Glastonbury spring water. I could maybe spread it around like that, or a bell. Beautiful. Okay, so those are just some ideas. Now, I did this at 5:45 this morning, and just before I was about to shuffle, I just call in Archangel Gabriel for his protection. That's what he's known for. And then shuffle the cards, and I feel for when it's the right time to stop. Now, when you're looking after your cards is important. So if you've got a travel crow deck, it's going to go in hopefully a nice little pouch, or maybe you could use a hanky, but preferably a silk scarf, because then you can unfold it and it's still got all the energy of the cards on, if you know what I mean. You're not going onto a surface where other energies are going to impregnate the cards necessarily. I just wanted to show you that one. Isn't that gorgeous? Venus, beautiful. All kinds of ways of containing the cards to keep their energy nice and cleansed and fresh and pure. So going back to this reading then, so 5:45, I'm not looking at this reading now until 8 o'clock in the evening. So this is how the day panned out. I had the opportunity here, the Ace of Wands, because a friend actually came round in her new car and she asked me if I fancied going to B&Q. I love going to any places where there's plants, where they sell. I particularly love herbal plants so that I can make Florida water and that kind of thing, mint, and oh gosh, it's just endless. Jekka McVicker is somebody that I studied very, very closely with regarding plants. So look her up. She's amazing, and she lives in my neck of the woods too. So yeah, this would be the Knight of Cups presenting that offer. You know, the friendships in there, the loves in there. Come with me. This is going to be a happy experience. We're going to go off on a little adventure. You know, movement, the chariot there, the horse. And we're going to get something for the garden. So the Empress obviously does represent those very, very earthy Venusian energies. And yeah, I did buy a few things there while I was there, but I told her I'd call her back. My mum actually phoned me, and she did give me some really happy news that she has got through COVID. She's out the other side. Notice how those waters there go from kind of more tumultuous into more peaceful and steady. Note that we've got blossom up there, so somebody's coming from a more conflictual place and hopefully into a better place. And yeah, you know, she was a bit tired and feathered. We've got some left behind feathers here and probably needs to build herself up a little bit more. But, you know, a very, very simple reading. Now, into the bargain, I did use my, because you know, I'm always saying you can use oracle cards to put like the icing on the cake. So the icing on the cake for this one was actually rose quartz. And I thought, fantastic. I could almost imagine rose quartz being contained within the Knight of Cups chalice there. Beautiful. And it was a really nice day, friend, family, communication, and earth energies of an empress nature there with the plants that were bought for the garden. Right, so also creative projects, of course, because I promised myself I'm going to get out there and do some weeding and stuff. That's that one. Let's push those up. The next one, so after I'd done that, then I would actually close the door, thank Angel Michael, and I'd probably go and have a cup of tea and a biscuit, divert my attention, maybe go for a grounding walk. If I wasn't able to do that, I might just stomp my feet and say down to earth. That would be enough. Maybe do a little bit of scraping down the body, cleanse the aura. Yeah, lots of different ways of doing the cleansing. And as I go through it with you, I'll just impart more and more as and when it comes. Root vegetables I would go for grounding as well. Yeah, let's get into the Four of Swords. So I want to have a look at a song called Time to Say Goodbye. Sorry, that I meant to mention that was the angel card I pulled. Purpose. And it did have a purpose to the day. Had enjoyment and fun. So the Four of Swords then. The song is Botticelli and Sarah Brightman singing a song of mourning. It really plays on the heartstrings, this one. It's called Time to Say Goodbye. And notice with the Four of Swords there, just coming down, almost touching the crow. It's pinning him or her down, that's for sure. But yeah, time to say goodbye. It's almost time. It's almost there. And the swords are almost in the body. This is a different version of the Four of Swords, Crowley deck and, or Toth deck, is it? Notice how, when we're talking about the pineal gland, I'd always say, don't I, it's right in the centre of the brain. So if you were to drill down from the top into the centre, that's exactly where it would be. And that's what it kind of reminds me of. But it also reminds me, this one, of a little bit of a stalemate. Like you've come to the point where you literally cannot move. You've got to give in. You've got to take a break. The Queen was at this point, wasn't she, COVID? She had to take a retreat in order to maybe regain her strength. So sometimes you can and sometimes you can't. In this case, with this song and the way we're looking at the perspective, it is a mourning song. So let me know what your thoughts are on that. The Paul McCartney song that we had before, The Fool, was still on our tarot card of the week, The Fool. I'm going to switch it up from the beautiful Curious Cats into this one. And when I look at this card, I really feel those sunshine rays, you know, those positive, optimistic bits of sunshine just shining down there on the Fool itself. I really loved Dee Dee's altar. She showed us in her altar over on the community page of Through the Griffinscope. This is what was contained in the Fool's pack sack. Or bag, knapsack, that's the one. Yeah, really good. Also, another thing you can do is, because somebody asked me if you can laminate the cards. I wouldn't, plastic, But one thing I would do is maybe just trim the borders off some of the cards when they're too big. They can be cumbersome. So just chopping around the edge of there will actually help some people to see the card even more. No boundaries, so it's just going to expand and expand and expand. Okay, guys, it's time for us to say goodbye. I would really love to know if you'd like to do a Q&A with me. That's something we can potentially put into the mix. But for now, I will see you on the next.